Car pulls up at the cemetery gates, and I feel Emmy tense up beside me. I reach over and give her hand a comforting squeeze, which causes her to relax a little. Emmy's mother doesn't follow us, explaining that she prefers to visit the grave alone. Emmy steps through the gates and looks back, as if to make sure I'm still there. We step into the cemetery. I don't feel comfortable in cemeteries. Gravestones litter the ground, each one serving as a reminder that someone used to be alive and is no longer. How many died young? How many were as old as I am now? When do I wind up with a marker of my own? How much longer do I have left? Concept of not waking up, not seeing Emmy anymore. Not a happy one. Frightens me. I very nearly turn around and exit right then and there. I don't want to go among dead people. I don't want to see those stones and think about who they were or what they could have been if they had only more time. Then I look at the girl next to me, and my resolve returns. Emmy striding purposefully down the path, eyes clear, setting a pace that's very nearly a jog. Sooner we get there, I suspect she thinks, the better. We're here. A gravestone. Wholly unremarkable in everything, except for the name etched upon it. The grass has grown up around the base. Emmy's eyes are riveted to the stone. After a few moments, she turns around, looking so surprisingly calm yet solemn. Pink's not actually my favorite color, you know. What? I'm warming up to it. Ah. People tend to think that pink's my favorite color. I think it's because I like strawberries. Even though those are red, they just assume that pink's the right color for strawberries. And that's my favorite color, but it's not. I'm too polite to tell anyone otherwise, of course. It's not the kind of thing worth getting worried about. But I'll bet even you thought pink was my favorite color. Blue. That's my favorite color. My mom and dad are the only two who know that. And now you do too. Thanks for telling me, I think. You're welcome. There was a pause as she considered what to say next, drawing a quick breath. I can't carry a tune to save my life. I can hum, but actually singing a song is kind of something I've never been able to do. I don't mind, because I'm not a fan of karaoke anyway. Unlike a certain other girl. Well, that's one potential date idea out the window. People think I'm a really popular and friendly person, but I only have a few close friends. Probably because I keep everyone in the dark, but I think it's also because I hate the idea of losing a close friend. There are many people worth the risk. I'm terrible at saying goodbye. I sometimes think I only run because it's what I used to do with my father. You're not my first boyfriend. I dated a guy for a long while during my second year at Yamaku, but in the end we broke up because I didn't want to get close to him. He couldn't live with that distance between us. Her rate of speaking increases slightly, as if she's rushing towards the finish line. I'm actually 1 year older than you. Everyone thinks I'm younger because I'm short, but I had to escape one school year because of my accident. They initially thought I was paralyzed when they pulled me out of the wreckage. I lost my legs already, but they were afraid that I wouldn't even be able to use what was left of them. After surgery, it was clear that their initial assessment was mistaken. I couldn't feel my legs because of shock, short-term paralysis due to other trauma I'd experienced. My recovery was one of the fastest they'd ever seen, or so they told me. I never found out if they were serious about that, or if they just told me what they told all the patients learning to walk again. She pauses, gathering herself one last effort. 8 years ago today, I lost my legs, and I lost my father as well. He died on the way to the hospital. I didn't even get to go to the gravesite until 2 months later, and couldn't attend his funeral. I'm so sorry. Don't be. That's what everyone always says, that they're sorry. I hate hearing that. Like anyone could have done anything to change what happened. You know the best piece of advice I got? These things happen. I don't even remember who said it, but I guess they didn't have anything better to say. But it's true, you know? These things happen, and there's nothing you can do about it. They aren't necessarily planned, and they aren't always bad, and they aren't always good, but they are. So, I made the decision that I would live without worrying about the future, and to be sure that I never had to say goodbye again, I decided I wouldn't let people get close to me anymore. After all, they could be taken away at any time, and you know what? She laughs, a little bitterly. I start to well up with tears. I step forward to embrace her, but she holds a hand to stop me. Not finished. A deep breath, and she continues. It worked pretty well. Until I met you and saw you trying to adjust stuff here, so I thought I'd help. You were so nice I couldn't help it, I just... Ears are flowing now, and she accepts the embrace this time. The rest of her sentences mumbled into my chest. I tried not to fall for you, but I did. And then I tried to keep you at a distance, like with my first boyfriend, but I couldn't. I've been so scared, because I don't want to lose you, I might anyway. Hey, I'm still around, right? And maybe I won't be forever, but don't you think it'll be fun while it lasts? Neither of us could survive the day. Maybe a bus crash, or something. But so long as I know that I've been with you, I don't think it matters. So a thought strikes me. I can't help laughing. My condition had me scared of dying so badly that I immediately seized the opportunity Emmy presented me to improve my odds of living longer. Without Emmy, would there have been any motivation to keep up my running? It hits me that Emmy is the reason I want to go running every day, so I can spend as much time with her as possible. Emmy looks at me confused. We'll go on living until we stop. And when we stop living, we'll be able to know that at least we'll go on living until we stop. And when we stop living, we'll be able to know that at least we had time together, and I wouldn't have any out of the way. Because I love you, Emmy, and right now, that's enough for me. Emmy smiles through her tears and steps back from me. You know, it's funny. What is? I thought that the best way to live in the moment was to do it alone. But now, I don't think I'd have it any other way. I'm glad I met you, Hisao. Well, these things happen. Emmy and I stand by the grave for a while. As Emmy pays respect to her father, when she's ready to go, we exit the graveyard side by side. Emmy's mother drives us back to Yamaku. Trip back is very quiet. We wave goodbye as the car drives off, and I glance down at the girl leaning on my arm. How are you feeling? Emmy shrugs non-committally. I'll be fine. Come on, let's go. We pause outside the girl's dome and I turn to face Emmy, ready to say goodbye. Why don't you come up for a while? You sly. Okay. I know what's going on here. You know too, after all it's happened like 50 times now. To walk up to her room is in silence. I'm not sure why. I suppose I'd be turned away at the door. I guess I just assumed she'd want to be alone. Her mom, the nurse, tell everyone who knew the significance of the day, seemed to think it'd be best to leave Emmy alone. But she took me into the graveyard with her. She told me the whole story of what happened on the day she lost her legs. She wanted me around. The significance of this does not escape me. Emmy opens the door and steps into her room, not even bothering to invite me in, holding the door for me expectantly. I step in and the door swings shut behind me. Hey, can I ask you a favor? Sure, can't guarantee I'll do it, but... Emmy giggles and pulls me into a kiss that starts off soft but deepens into something almost desperate. Stay with me, please? Her voice is dropped to a whisper, and the question is barely audible with the sound of my own breathing. Something about the way she asked that question, the hesitancy in it, the quiet voice, that makes me think she doesn't mean tonight. No, she means exactly what she said. Stay with me. Not tonight or forever, because we both know there's no such thing as forever. No time limit to a request, there's just a request. Favor. Can I do that? Can I stay with her? Of course. We embrace again. We embrace again. Emmy guiding me towards her bed, stepping backwards with care, until she sits down on the edge. She's gotten my shirt off by this point, and I've similarly lifted hers over her head, bra and all. Her shirts come off just as quickly. With practiced ease, she removes her legs, and pulls me onto the side of the bed with her, my hand coming up around her smooth shoulder. I cast my gaze over her face, down her neck, following the line to the swell of her breasts, before I lower my head, putting kisses across her chest, listening to her breath hitch as her hand slides further down my chest. As I work my way back up to her neck, I feel her hands working at my belt, now fumbling slightly with a buckle, now unbuttoning, now unzipping until my pants fall to the floor. Panties are noticeably darker in the right place, showing that my earlier administrations have produced some results. I step back quickly and shuck my boxers, and move back in as Emmy reaches over into a drawer on her nightstand, removing a small foil package. Wow. We're just like super prepared for this. She tears it open with a quick jerk of her teeth, reaches down to apply the protection, which as always caused me to gasp a little. Her expression suddenly changes as she takes the view of me in. Wait a second. Are you still in your socks? I pause and look down. Barely I am. Yeah. Does that matter? Take them off. It's weird if you still have them on. You know, you still got your socks on too. Yes, but I don't have my legs on, so it doesn't count. Unable to deny her logic and impatient to have the conversation over with anyway, I quickly remove the offending items. So eager to get back at Emmy, I practically jump on top of her, pushing her down playfully. She does not have them on, you liar. Also, every time there's a scene of a bedroom, the bedroom changes. Also, you have a bunny. Nice. Emmy's giggling and squirming quickly ends, replaced by a happy sigh as I enter her. Breathing deeply, she savors the feeling. She spreads her arms to grab the sheets. Her breath is in my ear as I begin moving, whispering words of encouragement, nipping at my neck, now at my mouth. My hips hit the edge of the mattress, shaking the bed. Part of my brain briefly wonders if I should try to be quieter before succumbing to the waves of pleasure racing up my spine. Emmy's stomach tenses as she grows closer to the edge. Our eyes both begin to glisten with sweat. Time begins to become hazy. Now my own breathing mingles with Emmy's panting, and I ready myself for the final surge before surrendering to the rushing wave of climax. Emmy's body shudders, and she cries out, her fingers digging into my back, as I too lose control of myself. My body arcs as I let myself go, feeling my body spasm as I orgasm. I collapse next to Emmy, who almost immediately curls against me, smiling. Mentally, I feel grateful that Emmy kept her nails short, otherwise I think she might have drawn blood. I sit up briefly to dispose of the now-used condom, and lay back down next to Emmy, who is in turn taking care of cleaning herself off. For a while we lay in silence, savoring the feeling of being next to one another. Emmy's first to speak.
Hey, Hisao. Thanks for coming with me today.
Smiling, playing a kiss on her head. And of course, my pleasure. Emmy snuggles closer. I can feel her breathing begin to slacken as she begins to drift off to sleep. Just as she's about to fall asleep, she wakes up enough to mutter a single sentence.
I love you, Hisao.
And then she's out like a light, leaving me feeling like I'm on top of the world. I draw the slumbering Emmy close as possible, pull the covers over us to keep the chill off, and fall asleep as happy as I've ever been. And it's not even over yet. It's not even over yet. Or is it? I don't remember. This might be the end. Even if it's like 3 lines. The morning light seems to reach further into Emmy's room than it does into mine. This results in my waking up earlier than I would have if I had gone back to my room last night, as had previously been our routine. I didn't realize it until this morning, but this is the first time we've actually spent the night together. A small movement from my partner's still slumbering form caused me to look to the side. Hair splayed across her face, and we continues to sleep peacefully curled up next to me. It's slightly weird seeing her without her trademark twin tails, but it's also a look I can get used to. Small size of the beds here necessitates her curling up, but I'm pretty sure she would have done so anyway. Covers are nearly over her head, and I smile as an errant strand of her hair causes her nose to twitch slightly. And able to help myself, I try a little closer, a move which she seems to think is a good idea. Her steady breath raises a trail of goosebumps on my chest, but I don't mind. I'm no longer tired, but I do not feel a need to move in my current position. Emmy's warm body in repose against mine is far too comfortable to move. I gaze up at the ceiling and consider how it is that we got to this point. We've been close for a while, but not this close. Seems like only yesterday that she ran into me in the hallway after apologizing, decided to take an interest in my well-being. But that grew into something else, which I at least was not expecting. One thing is for certain, having found Emmy, I'll try as hard as I can not to lose her. My morning musing is interrupted by further movement from Emmy. Her eyes flutter open, as she seems briefly confused by my presence in her bed, as well as her current state of dress, which is non-existent. Wow, you do look different. Then she smiles happily and sits up, her face looking down at me.
Good morning, Hisao.
Hi, sleep well?
Yeah, I did. Exhausting day yesterday, you know?
I think back over yesterday's trip to the graveyard. Yeah, glad to hear you slept well.
How'd you sleep?
Well enough, although you kept hogging the covers. There's me a shove and a stuck-out tongue. I chuckle. And Emmy giggles a little, and we fall quiet for a while. I soak up the feeling of how right it all seems. Waking up with Emmy by me, crammed into a bed made for one person. It's something I get used to.
Hey, Hisao?
Thanks for sticking around. No problem. Save me the walk back anyway, right? She draws another giggle, but then Emmy's expression turns serious again.
No, really. I kept trying to push you away, because I thought that was the right thing to do, and you stuck around through it all. I haven't made any of this easy for you, but you stuck it out anyway. So really, I mean it. Thank you. She punctuates this by giving me a kiss, pulling back and looking at me with an expression of affection. Reach up and ruffle her hair, smiling all the while. I'm stupidly lucky, I think, to have come through everything after my heart attack and to somehow have found this girl is nothing short of a miracle. You're very welcome, Emmy. Couldn't bear the thought of giving you up. I'll even continue to stick around if you want. I like that.
That settles it then. I don't know how long my heart will keep working, and I don't even really know what I'll do after this year's over apart from going to university. As long as Emmy's around, I think I'll be okay. I've managed to help her, and she's managed to help me, and if we keep doing that, We'll be okay, I think.
So, Hisao.
Hmm?
What do you want to do today?
Well, run, probably. Reishu, stupidly. And that is Katawa Shoujo. Which, possibly this is going up before or after the Hanako one, so I don't know if I should give my thoughts, even though I already did that. I don't know. We can look at this, though. The initial beginnings, which, by the way, for those of you that didn't know, this started on 4chan. At least I'm pretty sure it was 4chan. This started as a random thing that some guy made. He made drawings of all the girls, all these girls randomly, gave them all disabilities, and said that there should be like something about them, about like a game about them. And then there were a whole group of people that were actually serious about this, and they're like, yeah, that's a really good idea, let's do this. And then they made the 4 Leaf Studios, and as you can see, this is the what am I trying to say? This is the I gotta think before the thing ends. This is the process of when Emmy was created. Yeah, there we go. And we're gonna go to the beginning now. By the beginning, I mean the first, the title screen. This game was made in English, which I think I've already said many times. And now we have 2 routes out of 5. Right? Yeah, 5. We still have Rin, Lily, Shizune, which probably will never happen. But, you know, is what it is. So, with that, everybody, should I talk about my thoughts about this game? I think I should talk about my thoughts about this game. So, this game, if you haven't noticed, I like this game a good... Anyways, I like this game. Even if it's not a game, I don't care. Visual novel, whatever. If this is a book, favorite book I've ever read. Kind of, I guess. I mean, I haven't really read that many books, but you know, this is good. This is feelsy. I didn't tear up, at least in Emmy's route. I kinda did with Hanako's, because I feel for Hanako, you know, even though I really should feel more for Emmy, to be honest, which I was, but I didn't tear up, so that's a plus. Anyways, now that this is up, when you're seeing this obviously, and hopefully Hanako's route is going up either a day before this, or 2 days, whatever the schedule is, or it's already gone up, or it's gonna go up soon. You'll see this either way. Other than that, I guess we'll be moving on to the next series, whatever that may be. Thank you guys so much for watching. Katawa Shoujo, if you watch one route, if you watch both routes, if you watch none of the routes, I don't know how you're here, but, hi. Maybe you should go back and watch instead of watching the ending, eh? Sounds like a good plan to me. Anyways, I'll talk to you all later. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you all in the next series. I just said that, whatever. Goodbye. Goodbye.